Hello everyone, welcome to the series of Microeconomics. This is Dr. Atman Shah. In this video, I am going to discuss the decomposition of price effect into income effect and substitution effect. You can find more videos on microeconomics, macroeconomics, international economics, public finance and econometrics on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. So let's begin with the idea of price effect. What do we mean by price effect? So price effect is the change in quantity demanded due to change in the price of the commodity. That is the idea of price effect. And here we assume that consumers' monetary income and preferences remain unchanged. So when the price of the commodity changes, the entire budget line rotates. It does not shift upward or downward, but it rotates. The slope of the price line changes. Consumer reaches a new equilibrium point and quantity purchased of the commodity also changes. So if the price of the commodity changes, we have these three effects. Budget line rotates, we have a new equilibrium point, and quantity purchased changes. So this total change in quantity demanded is called the price effect. Now, price effect can be decomposed into two parts or into two effects. One is income effect and second is substitution effect. So let's understand this with the help of example. Suppose we have two normal goods, Pepsi and burger, and we assume that price of Pepsi falls. So since Pepsi becomes relatively cheaper than burger, here the price of Pepsi falls and therefore Pepsi becomes relatively cheaper than burger. Consumer buys more Pepsi and less burger, and that is substitution effect. Instead of buying burgers, now consumers will buy Pepsi because Pepsi has become relatively cheaper than burger. Now, since Pepsi is cheaper, the price of Pepsi falls, consumers' real income, that is purchasing power, increases. And from this increased real income, consumer can now buy more goods with the same money income. And that is known as income effect. So first is substitution effect. So consumer buys more of Pepsi because it becomes relatively cheaper than burger. So consumer substitute Pepsi for burger, and we have income effect because Pepsi's price has reduced and therefore consumers' real income has increased, and from this increased real income, consumer can now buy more units of Pepsi and burger both. So let's see this. What is income effect? Consumer is richer because the price of Pepsi has gone down, consumer's real income has gone up, and therefore consumer is richer and buys more Pepsi. So that is income effect. Then we have substitution effect. So Pepsi is relatively cheaper and therefore consumer substitutes Pepsi for burger. And that is the idea of substitution effect. And then we have price effect. So in this case, income effect and substitution effects works in the same direction and therefore consumer buys more Pepsi. Now let's understand this with the help of the diagram. On horizontal axis, we are measuring units of Pepsi. On vertical axis, we are measuring the units of burger. So we have original price line, that is PL. This is indifference curve IC1. So IC1 is the original indifference curve and A is our equilibrium point. So at this point, price line is a tangent to indifference curve 1. And consumers buy OX units of Pepsi at point A. Now, price of Pepsi falls. So we have a new price line. The price line rotates, budget line rotates. So we have a new price line, that is PR. You can see in the diagram the new price line is PR. The original price line is PL. So the slope has changed. So now consumer is on higher indifference curve IC2 because consumer can purchase more of Pepsi, and that can be depicted with the help of higher indifference curve. So B is equilibrium point because PR is tangent to IC2 at point B. And now consumer is purchasing OZ units of Pepsi. So the consumption of Pepsi has gone up, has increased from OX to OZ, and that is price effect. Because the price of Pepsi has gone down, has reduced, the consumption of Pepsi increases by XZ amount from OX to OZ. So that is price effect. Now we need to understand the decomposition of this price effect into substitution effect and income effect. So let's understand. First is substitution effect. Now since Pepsi becomes relatively cheaper than burger, consumer buys more Pepsi and less burger. So consumer substitutes Pepsi for burger. Now to measure this, we hypothetically take away the real income increased. How do we measure it? We take away the real income increased because of the reduction in price of Pepsi from the consumer hypothetically. Because we do not want to measure the increase in consumption of Pepsi due to that rise in real income. We want to see the substitution effect, that how consumer behaves if Pepsi becomes relatively cheaper than burger. So therefore, if we take this income hypothetically from the consumer, entire price line or entire budget line shifts to the left. So we have a new price line parallel to PR, and that is QS. You can see in the diagram, new price line which is parallel to PR is QS. Now, QS is tangent to IC1 at point C. So C is our equilibrium point. And consumer purchases OY units of Pepsi. So this XY is substitution effect. Since Pepsi has become relatively cheaper than burger, consumer substitutes Pepsi for burger and increases the consumption of Pepsi by XY amount, by XY units. So XY units indicate substitution effect. Consumer substitutes XY units of Pepsi for burger. So here the important thing is consumer remains on IC1. That means the utility does not change. Consumer remains on the same indifference curve. Only consumption bundle changes from A to C. You can see here consumption bundle changes from A to C. So the consumer's utility does not change in case of substitution effect because consumer remains on the same indifference curve. Now let's understand income effect. Now since the price of Pepsi falls, real income increases. So consumer buys more Pepsi from this real income. Now so we have taken that income hypothetically. So you give back this income again to the consumer. So we back to price line PR. On PR, B is the equilibrium point. So consumer purchases OZ units of Pepsi. So here this YZ is income effect. Because consumer increases the consumption of Pepsi by YZ units from that rise in real income, from that increased real income of the consumer. So YZ is income effect. And consumer moves from IC1 to IC2 and therefore utility increases because now consumer is on higher indifference curve. IC2 is above IC1 and therefore utility at point B is higher than utility at point A and C. So now consumer never chooses point C. You please mind well. Actually, consumer does not stand on point C. C is hypothetical point to demonstrate this substitution and income effect. Consumer directly moves from point A to B. But here in moving from A to B, the two effects are in progress. One is a substitution effect that is from X to Y and another is income effect that is from Y to Z. So therefore here price effect that is XZ is equal to substitution effect that is XY and income effect that is YZ. So that means consumers purchase of Pepsi increases by XZ amount. In this XZ amount, the reason for substitution effect is this, that is XY, because consumer purchases more of Pepsi and less of burger, or consumer substitutes Pepsi for burger, and consumer also increases the consumption of Pepsi from this increased real income. So that is the idea of price effect and its decomposition into substitution effect and income effect. So if you find this video useful, kindly like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.